So this is Zetsway from ShiGig coming at you today. We've got another Cardfight Vanguard game. Today we've got Kagero versus Revengers. So I'm playing the Grade 4 build. I like playing the Superior Ride. I'm not playing the Break Ride version. I like the Superior Ride more because if you ride into Stricken, he's a card where if you ride a Grade 2 or more, greater above on him, he gains 5,000 power and gains a crit, so he's like a mini break rate. Unfortunately, you can't attack with him if he's in the Vanguard. But if you Superior Ride him with the Grade 3, that turn, that's pretty cool because you pretty much give yourself a plus because the Superior Ride will lose 3,000, but he'll gain 5,000 because of Stricken, and so he's 13k, and then he has a crit, so that's pretty good, turn 2. So your opponent probably won't have enough guard for that, especially if you have a boost behind him. So I go ahead and ride into my Grade 1 Nouvelie card. Fortunately, I didn't get a Grade 3, so I'll have to try and use my starter to look for it. Here I'm wondering, should I take 2 damage? Try and take 2 damage. You can see he's here calling units, or should I guard? I decided to not take it because I didn't want to risk the fact that if I do get if I miss my Grade 3 and get a Grade 4, I don't want to be stuck with a really high amount of damage early game. So I do have a Grade 2, but if I'm not going to be able to go Superior Ride myself, so I did guard. You'll see it'll be a mistake because I'll go ahead and search, and I do have my draw trigger, and I did draw Stricken. So the Stricken is one of the cool cards I was talking about earlier that if you can Superior Ride on him. So I do get my Grade 3, so I should have took the second damage, because if I did, I would have been able to go with my Grade 0 skill, but that's fine. I'll just use Stricken's effect next turn. So I'll just be able to attack with Berserk Dragon. So Stricken is pretty cool to combo because if you Superior Ride, getting that crit is really nice if you can do a Grade 2. But unfortunately, I misplayed here. It's not too bad of a misplay, it's fine. Because Stricken does have that skill where he has a 10k base, and the fact that if your opponent doesn't have a unit to boost, he gains 5,000. So it's still pretty good. Fortunately, he doesn't gain that 5,000 if your opponent has a unit that's boosted. But so he goes ahead and goes after my Berserk Dragon. I'll let that hit, because I would have the perfect guard to guard them. I'll let the Vanguard attack hit. He gets another Masquerade, and I get a Nouvelie Critic. Well, at least I still get my mini break right, you could say. So it's not like I'm falling too far behind right now. Then I'll call the trigger and I'll go ahead and kill his starter, because I don't really want him to get a free card on me. So I'm going to have to attack with my rear guard to go after his Grade 1 that he's rushing me with. So that way I can at least force him to have to play another card out to be able to attack. Then I check about Costi and Nouvelie, so that's great. So I can go into Grade 4 next turn, so I'll be more defensive and more aggressive because of the fact that he can't guard with Grade 0s, and triggers don't work during his turn. And that's not even limit break, so it's not too bad. That's why this deck's pretty scary. I've started to test it out because if you guys don't know, the extra booster, Dragon's Divine or something like that, that the Nouvelie comes out has been announced. So I've been looking into thinking of building that deck for fun, competitive, for competitive fun, pretty much, because it's a pretty competitive deck, and it's kind of trolly sometimes. So he goes and attack my rear guard. I'm not gonna guard it because of the fact that it's a 10k guard, and I don't want to have to give up a perfect guard for it. So against Sinjo, so I draw another stricken. So I'm going to go ahead and write into Nouvelie, so that way I can play my other cards and he can't power up any of his rear guards, so I can attack him. So I'm going to use Bellicossi to attack his Masquerade, try and get rid of his 12k attacker. Then he's going to guard with the 10k attacker he has. I don't know what kind of build he might be playtesting his build, but looks like he's playing Dragruler fan, and I'm not a very big fan of Dragruler fan. I mean, I've made a deck for it, I've tested it out myself. I've versed Dragruler fan pretty a lot, and my friend actually ordered the Japanese singles for it, and I've been playing against him, and it's just not very pressuring deck. Like, I don't really feel that much pressure versing it, besides what he does limit break and gives me that 1 damage, but after I'm at 5 damage, it's pretty much just perfect guarded or give an extra 10k to the guard, and that's it. It's just not very threatening, because after you're at 5 damage, it just gains 10,000. That's pretty much shit for his limit break, and he's cross-rided. That's it. So I pretty much prefer Raging Form, because when I verse him, I usually play my Raging Form deck, and it's just not that great because of the fact it just kind of reminds me of how you had Phantom Blaster Dragon from Season 1, if you remember when Shadow Paladins came out. It reminds me of that card, but I think Raging Form's better because it's a restanding Vanguard, and it creates more pressure, and it more consistent, and it may not be cross-ride, but you still have that Counterblast 1 to hit cross-ride units and to do really high attacks, and to be able to pump up that column that you leave after you attack twice with the Raging Form. It's pretty nice, and it's a lot more better than having to play against Dragruler Phantom. And also, when you retire those 3 units, you also kind of helps you out with some of the other meta decks. And then, as you guys saw, he tried to use the special intercepts for Shadow Paladins, but he couldn't because of the fact that it has to intercept and not guard from hand. So I'm guessing he's either new to the game, or he's just trying to see if I realize that or not. So he's going to go ahead and break ride, and then again, he's going to force me to 5, but I have a perfect guard for him, and I'm cross-ride. I'm not cross-ride, but I'm grade 4, so I'm a 13k base, same thing as cross-ride, so unless he can hit me with 18k columns, it's just going to be a 5k guard for me, and that's pretty easy to guard because I do have interceptors, and I have cards in my hand to guard pretty easily, and I have 2 perfect guards, so it's not that much for it. And then I damage check. So here he's already sacked himself 2 units. Then yeah, he's 33,000. And I guess he decided not to go with Superior and calling a card, so that's his misplay there. Even if he's Superior that called that card, wouldn't really do that much to me. So here he decides to go after Bellicossi, and I'll just intercept because Bellicossi is more important than Stricken, and it's just a 5k guard. Same thing would happen if I let him hit Bellicossi. So this way I can make him hopefully change targets if he does get a trigger on his interceptor, so I don't have to waste too much guard. So he doesn't get a trigger, so that's pretty much. So like, yeah, again, just perfect guard the Vanguard, and still not that much threat as Raging Form is. So I draw a Berserk, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Berserk and kill Special Interceptor. Then I'm going to go ahead and call a Booster, so that way I can attack the Vanguard with Nouvelie, and it's still, you can't guard with grade 0s, so that limits his hand, so he has to either use Perfect Guards or has to drop a bunch of 5Ks, but he does use a Perfect Guard. I don't get any triggers, unfortunately, but I do get a ditch, card to ditch from a Perfect Guard, so it's not too bad. And I do have intercepts. So I'll go ahead and attack with Bellicossi rear guard. So that way, if he tries to attack, I can limit his attacks, since I knew I wasn't going to be able to kill him that turn. Because even if he took that attack, it would be at 5, and he'd be able to heal. I'd always already used up pretty much most of his heals. And then looks like he's gonna go limit break again. And then this is like what I was talking about, how it's just really not that pressuring because sure he gains another 10,000, but I have a perfect guard and that's fine, so I can easily guard it. So it's not too much, really too pressuring for me. And a lot of decks pretty much hit for 23k all the time, and they don't have to sack units. Like, for example, decks do are Liberators. Then you have decks that use 10k boosters. You got Nouvelie if you play 10k booster. I don't play the 10k booster because I like having more 8k boosters for the rear guards to hit cross rides. Because I do play 3 10k grade 2s, and it's pretty easy. Unfortunately, there's no 12k attackers from Nouvelie or Krilla Dragon, but that's fine. So I wouldn't even use them anyways. So I go ahead and put another Bellicosity column on the field. Attack with the Vanguard. He's going to go ahead and no guard it since he can't guard, so I get a crit. So unless he can heal, actually he can't even heal because of Nouvelie, so that's pretty much game there. So this is like why Nouvelie is so scary, is because your opponent won't even be able to heal. So this will be Zetsui signing out. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and don't forget to like us on Facebook. And if you haven't entered the giveaway yet, it's got a few days left on it. Ends March 20th, so next week. So have a good day.